to her. Okay, so we're recording now. So we just recapped all the ideal client bullet points that everybody wrote out. And I'm going to go ahead and read. I haven't even had a chance to read yours yet, Katie. But I think I got you locked and loaded here. Let's see. Let me open this up real quick. Come on. Here we go. Give me 1 second while I open these emails. All right, let me go back here to share. Oops. Share. And where's the email? Well, that's weird. Oh, here it is. Okay, do y'all see the email here?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so Katie says, my average client is female, age 30 to 57, is making 50,000 plus a year. She is coming in for appointments every 5 weeks. She is getting haircuts and dimensional hair color. She is coming in for facials every 10 weeks. She is buying 3 hair care products every 3 months. She is buying facial products every 6 months. She is open to new idea and willing to try new things. She is an active member of the community. She is very put together. She is the one people go to for advice. So, how does that sound to you at this point, Melanie?
That sounds pretty ideal.
Okay. And Katie, how do you like it?
It's a good second draft.
Okay. And
I've obviously have changed some things since our last conversation.
yeah.
Like the facial every 10 weeks. I don't know why. I guess maybe I started getting nervous when I started putting that into the world, that 10 weeks instead of once a month when we were talking the other day.
That's interesting that I noticed that. Like, so what made you panic?
I don't know.
So,
Maybe, well, and that's something I'm really, like, I get a lot of the birthday pack clients with it lately, now that pedicure season's kind of over. And they're kind of difficult clients to become reoccurring clients. It's not impossible, but I'm not getting them as easily as like if one of my clients send them in.
so wait a minute. So birthday pack, that's like a package?
Yeah, so we're part of this thing called a birthday pack, and 1,000 women every month get this coupon book. And one of them's to the salon, and then there's like 3 or 4 other restaurants in town, and they have 3 months to use it. And it's $20 off any service. And it's like the top 5 or 10% income of the St. Cloud area. So
Okay.
obviously kind of our ideal clients.
Okay.
And there definitely have been coming in for facials lately. It just seems to be difficult to get them to reschedule. Because it's not something they normally do. Like, these are something special for their birthday.
But they have the money.
But they have the money, yes.
They enjoyed the experience?
Yes.
Okay. So with me kind of reading between, well, before I give my assessment,
Sure.
when you hear that, Melanie, what do you hear as potential opportunities based on what she just said? So she kind of identified what she sees as the problem is she's having a hard time getting them to rebook. It's a luxury because it's a birthday, but they're not seeing anything beyond that.
Right. I don't know, because I can relate to that too, and that's kind of hard. I don't know.
You can relate to it from what standpoint? The technician standpoint or the client standpoint?
I guess kind of both in a way. From like a stylist point, because I've been getting those birthday packs too. And a lot of them, they either have a stylist when they're getting these services done, or they're coming here and they hear that they're just like trying out a different one. Or like for pedicures, when I would give pedicures, you know, it's just one of those like treat yourself kind of things, like every once in a while. Yeah, I don't know.
So
I guess like when going through like the checkout, when you're kind of going through the pre-book thing, just kind of like go over like how important it is to maintain that. Otherwise, like your skin's not your skin's not immediately cured after one session, and just kind of like make that a note, and then just say how, you know, like when you are recommending to pre-book, if they don't do it, you know, the sooner they do it, the better, versus like a last minute call, because a lot of people do that too. And then they can't.
Perfect. So great feedback and great analysis. Katie, trying to take you out of the equation, if you were like coaching a coworker or something, what do you see that could be done possibly differently?
And I know I've said this to like when me and Mel have had these conversations, because it's an ongoing conversation about these birthday packs. It's, oh, you just need to like emphasize the importance of like how this service isn't a one and done thing, like it's an ongoing service, and to guarantee the time that you want, you need to pre-book. So I've said it to other people, and I just need to say it to myself. And I just need to talk about it during the service. And that's the other part. I'm getting more comfortable talking about.
Say that again right now.
What?
What you just said. I need to talk about it when?
During the service.
Pause. Melanie, you said when we get to the checkout and we start talking to them about the A, B, and C's. So think to yourself as a consumer in the world, when you get to that cash register, you're physically standing there at the cash register, but mentally, are you already in your car driving away, running your errands? Right? Yeah. There's a little saying we always say that as soon as the clients hear the Velcro unwrap, they're gone. Like it's a metaphor, but there's a lot behind it. As soon as they hear that, they're like, okay, kids, soccer, pick up the groceries, drop off, pick up. And you're just want to take my credit card and me get out of there. So they're already gone. So like you said, Katie, I need to focus on the conversation during the service. Yeah. It just became part of our routine. Theoretically, if it's a hair service, we get them to the shampoo bowl, we get them laid back. Hopefully we're talking about the products and what they're for and when to use them, etc. We don't skip that, right?
No.
And so we just have to figure out a way that this becomes part of our regimen.
Yes.
It's just what we do. It's not a sometime thing. It's not a once in a while thing. It's what we do as part of our service. You know, you wouldn't do a facial without cleanse and toner, right?
Right.
But we're doing it without speaking what we're doing, and then we're losing the opportunity.
Right. And I think that's it. I just need to figure out where in my regimen am I talking about this? Because usually I'm just quiet during the facial. I at least probably 2 like stopping points where I can talk about the importance of coming back.
Do you want a little ancient Chinese secret?
What?
So do you do facials also at all, Melanie?
I mean, I've done a couple, but I don't typically know. Okay.
So I'll talk to Katie then for this instance. I had an esthetician in San Diego that I used to go to, and I had been to her maybe 3 or 4 times, and then she went through Inspiring Champions, and then she had some insights on how she could tweak her consultation with anybody, but I got to experience it as a client. So when I got in the room, and she's going through the consultation and asking me all the questions, kind of at the end, she said this to me, which was brilliant. So, Oscar, I'm going to be educating you on the products I use on you and the purpose of these. Would you like me to do it as I am performing the service or after at the end? So I said, you know what? I'm going to snore and sleep here probably in a second. So I prefer it at the end. But it wasn't, would you like to be educated? It's, I'm going to. When would you like to hear this information? During or after? Right?
Right.
So that's point one. Point two, if these people are coming in as part of a birthday package, that's the entry point. That's the entry point for them to come in. But if they're not rebooking, there's a couple reasons. A, we haven't really had a powerful conversation. Or B, we haven't really created a reason for them to come back. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I doubt it's a terrible experience. So what that kind of tells me is that we're not having powerful conversations. So when I say that, what I'm meaning around that is, during your consultation, do you think on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 is mega strong, almost perfection, what level of consultation do you think you're giving your guest?
I would just say a 5, an average. Okay. It's nothing spectacular. It's just average.
Okay. So, and are you getting amazing 10 results or average results? Not of your skin care, of them coming back, etc.
Oh, I'm just getting average results.
So what you're putting in, you are getting back.
Right.
Okay. So also with my experience, and you guys also have had these same experiences, we as service providers and technicians, whether, Melanie, it's hair, whether it's skin, whether it's nails, whether it's lashes, we are ultimately providing a service to do what or what? What are we doing as a service provider for our guests?
We're making them feel better.
Okay, we're making them feel better, or and. What does somebody leave with when they have awesome hair, Melanie?
What was that?
When somebody leaves with awesome hair, they feel better and they what?
Look better.
Okay, so they feel better, they look better. When people come to us and we have a consultation, what type of information do we tend to find out or want to find out? Either one of you.
More information, like what they like, what they don't like,
Okay.
why their last person.
Why the what?
Why they left their last person.
Okay, what are some more whys?
Why they want to change their hair. Why
Why they're here, right?
Why they're
Yeah.
Why are you here? And when people usually come to us, it's either for, I want to look better, I want to feel better, or I have
an event.
Okay? But
Or
even with
I mean, that process.
yes and yes, but they're coming to us with, sometimes they have a problem,
Mm-hmm.
right? I have problem skin, I'm having problems with my hair, the condition, the color, whatever. They have a problem, and we as service providers and technicians supply them with a
Solution.
correct. So if I'm assessing what might be not happening in the consultation and or the experience, whether it's the hair or the facial, is we're not gathering enough information, aka problems, so that we can create this path to solutions. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So if I come to you for a facial and my skin is really oily or it's really dry, you guys are in winter, so everything starts to go dry now.
Yep.
So everybody's lacking moisture and whatnot. You said it's not a one-time fix, correct?
Yep.
Correct. Yep.
So we have to map out for them how we get from your bad situation here, and you can expect this result in 4 visits. Now we've drawn them a little path to their ultimate, like, how I want to feel and look at the end of this madness.
Sure.
And when we present it like that, now they kind of have they can at least get what it takes to get to my finish line, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Melanie, I've had clients that have come in. Right now, let's say we're transitioning from summer to fall,
Mhm.
and instead of taking somebody back all the way in one visit from light to dark, I will present an option for them that we can have some fun with this look along the way. And I can get you from here today to some more low lights, which will give you some more depth and dimension to the dark side, but it's not going to be the shock value where you went from blonde to brown in a minute.
Mhm.
It's going to be the subtle transition. And then your second visit will go a little bit heavier, and then I'll tone the blondes so they're even a tad darker. So now we have light browns on dark browns as our dimension. And we can just have a couple creative stops along the way instead of going all the way if you don't want to. So that's one way to present multiple visits, right? I'm just kind of sneaking in the side door or the back window as other options instead of like, let's look at a one-time fix. And even that's not a one-time fix.
Right.
Hypothetically, let's say you do go all the way from light to dark. You know, we have to, it's a corrective color now, so that's going to be a high ticket. I got to put some pigment back in your hair before I do my deposit color. Your hair is so blonde right now and it's sensitized that it could fade rather easily as well. So we might have to be doing another visit in a few weeks as well. I mean, we just got to educate them as to what those facts are. But I think what could be missing for all of us is stronger consultations, gathering more information so that we are the solutions people. And when we give stronger solutions is when we're going to have better experiences and more visits, right?
Right.
So going back to you, Katie, why did you change that to every 10 weeks for a facial? Were you managing their wallets all of a sudden?
I probably was.
So you became, like my sister, the best WW in the world. And what's that stand for?
Wallet watcher.
Wallet watcher. And my sister was a great wallet watcher. She watched her clients' money as if it was her own. So it's not yours, right?
Right.
Your job is to find out information and then give solutions based on their challenges and problems. And that requires money to get that as a completed service. And that's your job. Whether they say yes or no is their choice. Whether they have all the information is our responsibility. But we can't give them all the information if we don't have all the information.
Correct.
So are you just winging a consultation in the treatment room? I'll speak to skincare for the moment.
No, I have a sheet that I follow, but I kind of like jump around depending on the client. Like if someone's never had a facial before, I just start asking about like their daily regimen. Like, what do you do for your skincare? So you kind of change it with each person.
So somebody who hasn't really had one, what do you do? But that's just finding out what they use, if anything. I wash my face in the shower when I get ready with soap, right?
Right. And then I asked him like, well, why did you come in for a facial? What are you looking to get out of this facial?
Let's dance in this for a moment.
Sure.
Oh, I got the birthday package.
So what are you looking to improve your skin? Or are you here more for relaxation? What are you looking for?
Well, it was a gift from a friend, so I really don't know at the moment. Here's where we get to practice. So you have a preloaded answer when, like, you know this is going to show up, right?
Yeah, and I've had it before, and I always want to be like, no, give me like a precise answer so I can give you a precise answer back.
But they're not. You can't lead the witness like that. You have to come. So here's the little quote: questions are the answers. You have to keep coming with more questions. So if they give you, and they're not necessarily consciously being resistant,
right?
But they're being resistant because they don't know. They're not educated yet. So I got this gift from my girlfriend. and she told me to go in and get a facial. So here I am.
Have you ever had a massage before?
Yeah.
What did you like about your massage?
Oh my God. I was relaxed, and I have pains in my back all the time. So they were able to get in there and maneuver them and work them out.
Yeah, so during your facial, not only will we be taking care of your skin and removing all the toxins out, but you do get a little mini massage. So I'll massage your arms and your shoulders and your head while the masks are sitting on your skin. So those are definitely areas that I can also work on.
That sounds cool. You haven't given me a reason to come back for a facial yet.
I know.
That's okay. This is what we're going to practice with. So let's stay with me here. You got to have answers to objections. That's our job, is to be preloaded with responses. So I got this gift. It was a birthday present. Here I am.
What kind of skin problem are you having right now?
I don't even know. What do you think? Do I have problem skin?
Do you feel like it's dry or oily?
I felt like it was oily a few months ago, but now that we're moving into winter, I feel like it's kind of drying out.
For sure. Now that we're getting closer to winter, you're definitely going to notice a little bit more dry in your skin.
Okay.
There are certain areas on your face that you feel more dry, either your forehead, your cheeks, your nose.
I feel it like in the sides of my nose and my forehead.
And your forehead. So that's called your T-zone. So we have a T-zone facial that we can work on. So it will definitely focus in that area. How does that sound to you?
That sounds good. What will that do for me? What will that do for me?
It's going to focus on those main areas, and especially if those are feeling a little bit more dry.
So I'm playing with you because I kind of know, but most clients don't, right?
Right.
So I asked you what it would do for me. If a client doesn't ask you that, they still don't know, right?
Right. So I need to tell them.
So it's a T-zone facial that addresses those areas in what way, over what time, and what results can I expect, and by when? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think I don't know all the answers, so I think I just need to rewatch those videos again because it's been a while.
Yeah, if you're not educated, you certainly can't educate, right?
Right.
And I don't mean that as a knock. I just mean that as an observation. And Melanie, I know I'm talking to her facial wise. Hey, Monica, I know I'm talking to Katie facial wise, and Tony when you watch this, and Megan. I'm speaking facial skin, but we're speaking everybody and everything right now. So let's stay with this for a second, Katie. So you need to dig deeper, ask more questions, and you need to be doing your consultation where you're writing down whose answers, theirs or yours.
Whose answers? Theirs.
Yeah. You got to use their answers and their words. So when you ask a question, you write down their response to that question. Maybe it means you guys go in and rewrite your consultation out if it's not laid out the way you want it to look yet. But so you find out that she has a problem zone. It happens to be in the T-zone. Well, what I recommend is our T-zone facial. Why I recommend it is that it's going to focus on those, and we try not to use the word problem, on those challenging areas. And it's going to focus on attracting and putting moisture back into those areas so you don't have that flaky forehead or those corners of dry next to your nose. And it probably won't be fixed today, but we can address that over a few visits, and you'll definitely see results on the second and third visit, even more so than today. So that was just a soft, subtle seed plant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's not about today. It's about 2 visits and 3 visits in my subconscious mind.
Right.
And now I brought a value to the solution, and I brought a path to my results of moisturized skin, and then we want to use hot button words, right? So Melanie, what might be some hot button words for a guest about skincare that they want to have as improvements? They want to look like X and feel like X.
Like shine.
And that could be for hair too, right? I want shiny, healthy hair, right?
Yeah.
What might be some other hot button?
Long. Volume. Fresh.
Yeah. So when you're speaking hair to your guest,
Mm-hmm.
and you find out enough information during your consultation, and then you start to give your recommendations, these are the words that hit people, and they're like, oh yeah, I want that. I want shiny, I want healthy, I want volume.
Yeah.
I want thick, I want this, I want that. And we have to think of all the things that we want and what people want, and then we have to bring that into our vocabulary on a regular basis.
Right.
And then coming back to you, Katie, what do they want as hot button words?
Clean.
Yeah.
Problem free.
Okay.
Maybe dewy instead of shiny.
Okay.
That's what I got.
So when people get old and feel old, what do they want to look?
Young. Oh, they want to look young.
So youthful is a great hot button word. I don't care, when you're 29, you want to look 25, right? But when you're 49, you certainly want to look younger. And so we want to speak to their emotions a little bit. And we want to be able to give them these trigger words that, who doesn't want to be youthful? Who doesn't want healthy, youthful skin? Who doesn't want moisturized skin? Who doesn't want, and we want to speak the positives, not the negatives.
Right.
So, and I would say just create lists and keep adding to your list as to more and more things going on in there. Now, if this is happening during the service, then it doesn't have to happen at the checkout. And if you're running behind, or even if we're right on time, but our next client's there, we always get a little nervous and angst, and all of a sudden, like, whether we're on time, we think we're behind because they came early. Mm-hmm. And now we omit that whole conversation now, and it's like, hey, check out, call me when you're ready. And that's what it turns into. Versus the real bigger picture of driving yeses. So let's say with you, Melanie, I just finished rocking your color. And it is freaking smoking hot, right? So I'm doing a check-in. Melanie, do you love your color and cut today?
Yes.
What do you love about it?
I love the transformation. I love how healthy it feels. I love how full it feels.
What else?
Shiny.
How about the color and tones?
They're cool.
Fantastic. So in order to maintain that look you just said you love, I need to see you in 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. Do you see how I transition? Love, 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 to, in order to keep that, we have to have another love fest in 6 weeks.
Okay.
And that's the lead into the pre-booking conversation. So I need to see you in 6 weeks. Do you prefer coming in at the beginning of the week or the later part of the week? Oh, I like the later part. Great. Do you prefer a Friday or a Saturday? And that's obviously around whatever your schedule is. And you get a couple of those points, and then you take them up there, and you get them scheduled in. And then it's the recap. So now we've got them excited about the service. We've talked to them about when we need to see them again. They've identified all the loves they have and why they love it. And we've recommended, in order to maintain that, we need to see you at X. So we have the pre-booking conversation. We've had the urgency of visits when we need to see them next. And then it's the recap of the products. So just real quick, Melanie, I want to recap the products that I used on you that are the regimen that created that look you said you love. So this was the moisturizing shampoo and corresponding conditioner. That's what's going to keep attracting that moisture back into your hair. That's what's going to keep your hair looking and feeling healthy, even though we've done some chemical work to it. This was the volumizing root boost that I used on you that created the volume at the crown that you like. And then this was the medium hold spray that we used on you just to lock everything in. What would you like to get started with today? So there's like 3 main things that have to happen in our entire service. We have to educate them throughout the service. So when we're physically applying shampoo and condition at the bowl, we have to be speaking about what we're doing there. So Katie, what I'm using on you right now, the product I'm about to use on you right now is the Oscar Moisturizing Shampoo. And the purpose of this product is to rehydrate your hair. And so when you're at home, the portion you would want to use is the size of a nickel, a quarter, or whatever. Emulsify it through your hands, work it through your hair. And the placement is going to be through your, start on your mid shafts and ends, and then work down to your scalp. Then rinse it, and then we're going to use the conditioner the same way the product is the Oscar conditioner. And the purpose of this is hydration, the placement, and the portions. And that's what we speak. We get into the chair, we do our cut or we do our color, and when we move into the styling, it's the 4 P's again: product, purpose, portion, and placement. And we talk about each product as we use them in just a conversation. It sounds like a gimmick right now. It's not a gimmick, it's a system. And the system allows us to stay consistent throughout our service, right?
Right.
And that's the pieces that we have to stay focused on. So if I'm educating on the products throughout the service, or if it's in the facial room, you either get to do it during each application or at the end, whatever they choose, and then you educate them on the A, B, C's, and D's of each product. That is done. Then we also before we take the cape off, we're checking in. So do you love your hair today, Katie? Do you love the color and cut? What do you love about it? When they say, yes, I love it. Really? What do you love? Oh, I love the cut. I love the bounce. I love the layers. I love how it swings. I love the shine. I love the dimension, whatever. And if they only give you one thing, you ask them, what else? Oh, I love this. And if they only give you a second answer, say, is there anything else? Even if we have to keep digging because they don't freely offer it, keep digging till you kind of hear that's it. And then you're like, excellent. So in order to maintain all the things you just said you love, I'll need to see you in, and whatever the appropriate amount of weeks is. So if somebody has, whether somebody's coming in for relaxation and pampering as a facial, Katie,
Yep.
or especially if they have challenges, do they need to come in every 10 weeks?
No.
When do they need to come in?
Every 4 weeks.
And if they say no to 4, then it might go to 5. But if you put out 10, that could turn into 12.
Right.
And now you got somebody coming in every quarter, so you get 4 visits a year. Right?
Right.
So going back to these birthday packages. So this is done through some other company?
Yes.
And it's only when these people, these people receive what? Something in the mail or email or what?
Yeah, it's in the mail, and it's a pack. And our particular coupon is $20 off, and then there's like 3 or 4 other coupons involved with it.
But it says it has to be your birthday month, week, day, or what?
They have 3 months to use it.
Around their birthday.
Yeah.
Okay. So this whole pack is designed around people's birthdays?
Yes. And it's just for women.
Okay. What's the company that's doing the promotion called?
Birthday pack.
That's the name of the company.
Yeah.
And they've broken the demographic into people with money in a community.
Yep.
How did they get the names and the addresses of just the women?
I don't know.
That's interesting. I'm not mad at it. I'm just interested where people say they get data from sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people it goes to?
1,000 women each month.
And it's basically the same 1,000 every month unless somebody else has moved in?
It's supposed to change every year. So the same people that got birthday packs this month for October, they will not get it next October, supposedly.
Okay. Don't know why that's a big issue. Okay.
And it's the St. Cloud area. So St. Cloud, Sauk Rapids, Sartell. I think I've had someone from Cold Spring. Have you had anyone else, Mel?
Not that I can really think of. I feel like it's mainly those areas.
How many do you think you've gotten, Melanie?
A handful.
Over what period of time?
Well, I don't know, because I mean, like, with me being gone the last 3 weeks, but I feel like before that, I had a lot that were coming in for pedicures.
Wouldn't you say like 8 a month?
At least.
At least 8 a month.
Per person or the whole salon?
Probably more.
Per person.
Yeah.
So you've had 8, you've had 8, Tony's had 8.
Monica hasn't. So I would say like the 3 of us. I don't know how many Megan's gotten.
But each of you might get 8 a month. So like between you 2 and Tony is 24 a month.
Yep.
Typically.
Wow. So that's a lot of freaking people. What I want to know is how many are we keeping of that 24?
Right.
And that's what I would love to find a statistic. Are you guys tracking that at all?
No, I don't think so. Are we? I mean, like, we have the coupons like saved up in a separate stack with all the other ones, but not necessarily like repeats.
Yeah, we probably should be putting notes, and we've said this a million times. But we should be like putting either notes on their account or something like, oh, this is a birthday pack and they came back, or something like that. Somehow have like a dot or whatever.
Well, and then I think in the software you can break down where people come from as well. So going in there to find out how to create that tag, so to speak.
Yep.
Because here's the thing, y'all. Monica is investing. She's paying for that as a service for y'all, right?
Right.
So she's getting whatever she's paying, and I know it's not cheap or free. It sounds like it's getting great return value for 8 people per person a month. That's awesome return. But it means nothing if we can't get them rescheduled or to come back.
Right.
It just means it's a one-time visit. It's ultimately wasted money. Versus, how do we say thank you to Monica and how do we help build this new location? It's by retention, which requires pre-booking. So it requires for us to step up a little bit stronger. And I don't mean from aggression. I mean from confidence and commitment. So when we play soft and we play small, we get soft, small responses. And that's why, whenever we say, would you like to come back in? Oh, I don't know. I'll call you. We acknowledge that it's a luxury thing versus, hey, I'm so glad you're here. This is such a great birthday present. But just know it's not about just celebrating your birthday. It's about celebrating your beauty. And we want to help you to look and feel your best at all times. And in order to do so, you should definitely really be coming in every 5 weeks, every 6 weeks, every 4 weeks, whatever it is for whatever appropriate time in service, then we have to really keep our focus on that. Does that make sense? And, it takes a while to find that confidence and to find that voice. Here's the rub. What holds us back from being possibly a little stronger in our voice?
Us.
Yeah. And the us is in regards to what? What might happen?
Mm-hmm.
And what might happen?
The fear of rejection.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the fear of rejection by you being a little more committed and them saying no, and then that's going to somehow hurt us because we got rejected,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
And yet, if they don't come back, is that not a rejection?
Right.
Right.
But it just wasn't verbal.
We just didn't hear it.
Exactly. Exactly. You didn't hear it. But have you heard a rejection in your life before?
Yes.
And in your professional career, have you heard a rejection?
Yes.
And we'll just call it specifically around pre-booking for the moment. So, Katie, you've heard of pre-booking rejection, and so have you, Mel?
Oh yeah.
And how did that change your life?
Made me not want to do it.
So you took it so personal that it made you not want to do it, Mel.
Yeah.
But what did it mean? What does it really mean? You made it mean something, but what does it really mean?
That people just don't want to commit to appointment because their schedules are just so chaotic.
Okay? That's part of it. So, some will, some won't, so what?
Right.
And that's the hard part, is to get to that so what attitude. But if we go through the steps and we do it with confidence, because when it's all said and done, forget about having somebody come in, 8 times a year versus 2 times a year. That's a lot of money, but let's forget all about that. When it's all said and done, if somebody comes in every 6 weeks, are we not serving them better? Won't their hair look better? Won't their skin look better? Won't their face look better? Won't their, feet look better? Whatever it is, the results are betterment because we were committed to getting them in frequently, correct?
Right.
And that's what we have. That's the energy we have to come from, is our commitment, not our fear. Because I promise you, you could ask 10 people in a row to pre-book, and you can get 10 no's in a row, and guess what? Tomorrow morning, that sun's still coming up. Tonight, that moon's coming out. Tomorrow morning, I get up and I shower and brush and prep, and I go to work, and I get to choose to smile or not. But they didn't destroy me. We just gave them so much power that somehow it emotionally affects us. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't do anything to us at all. We made it mean all this other stuff. Now, that stuff that we make it mean, Katie and Mel, is it the truth or is it a lie?
A lie.
Because when you said it made you not want to do it again, Mel, why did you not want to do it?
Because I guess I get that people's schedules are so busy where they don't want something in the books that they're not going to make it to, or they know that there's a good chance that they're not going to make it, I guess.
Okay.
And I don't know.
And that's their first programmed answer is to say no, right?
Right.
Even if they want an appointment, they won't say yes on the first time.
Right.
They're programmed. We are human beings programmed to say no. Katie's a new mommy here with these little ones. And not intentionally, but Katie, some of the first word your kids are learning is the word no.
Oh, yeah.
Right? No,
Right.
honey, don't touch that. No, honey, don't do that. No, don't go there. No, you can't have that. They're programmed with no. So when you guys become adult women and you say, would you like to book your next appointment? They're like, no. Well, duh, of course it's a no. That's why we have to work to the yes. And then we have to pile our toolbox with other things that allow us to overcome their objections. And that's what makes you the strongest professionals you can be, is when you can overcome these objections. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
What do you have to lose, Mel?
Nothing.
Right? So if you have nothing to lose, I'm going to challenge you to address every client with stronger consultations, and this is to you, Katie, and this is to Megan, and this is to Tony. I'm going to challenge all of you to have stronger, more powerful, detailed consultations. I'm going to challenge you to be the solution team, where you find solutions to their challenges, but the only way you can offer solutions is you have to dig and find out all their challenges. The worst thing we can do, and what happens often, is we ask 1 or 2 questions and find out their problems. So Katie, you know, hey, thank you for coming in today. We're doing your hair. So what are we going to do with your hair?
We're going to go blonder.
We're going to go blonder. So what does blonder to you mean?
I want it to go farther up.
Okay.
I want it more of that cooler tone.
Okay.
I want it a little less summer looking.
Fantastic. So you want to transition into a little more fall look as well.
Yes.
Okay. And any other challenges you're having right now?
My bangs are just looking a little flat, so we need to clean those up too.
Okay. So did you see how I asked about 4 different questions here to get to, or you offered up some information as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to ask you again, and you say blonder again, right?
Okay.
So Katie, I have you down for your hair today. What are we doing with your hair?
Blonder.
Okay. So we're just going to do some more highlights on you. You ready?
Yep.
So I asked 1 question and I went to solution and boom, we're off and running. But I didn't find out if you have any other problems. So had I dug deeper in your blonder conversation, that might have looked like a heavier highlight up the mid shaft and base. It might have also looked like some low lights to transition into fall. So now I'm into a double process color, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that increases my ticket, correct?
Correct.
But had I just heard blonder and went to solution called highlights, I might have missed that opportunity and the money. So it's asking more and more questions before we go to solution. We don't want to hear one thing and done. We go to solution. We want to dig. We want to be detectives. We want to get curious to find out as much information as we can. Because here's the thing. I've done consultations that, oh my God, they were saying, and I was writing, and what I ended up with on paper was my next 3 visits. So today I can do this, and then we can get you back in here in a few weeks and I can do that. And then we'll do this on your 3rd visit. Now they have a vision. Now I've really got them. And now they know that they need to come back and I need to see them in X amount of weeks because I painted a picture for them. And that's what people want. If you're not pre-booking your guest and if you don't have goals for your clients, then it is open deer season for them and for me out there in the mall. And let me tell you, I was a deer hunter back in my day. I stole so many people's clients because it was easy. They weren't pre-booked with somebody. They weren't loyal to their stylist, and their stylist didn't give them any kind of vision for the future. But when you do these things, whether it's skin, Katie, whether it's hair, Mel, for Megan, whether it's lashes, for Tony, whether it's whatever, if we don't give them these things, it's open season. But when we give them a plan, when we give them a path, you've got loyalty from your client. And that's what's going to give you job security. That's what's going to get you 2 and 3 extra visits per year per client, which could equate to $15,000 easily. When you get people from 8 weeks to 6 weeks or to 5 weeks. When you get facials, Katie, from 10 weeks to 5 or 6 weeks, that's 4 more visits per year. That's mega. And when we start to play the game like that, A, you don't need as many clients. B, you get to have loyalty clients. And C, you start designing your business versus just settling for what shows up. So I'd love for you guys to figure out, Katie, you're always the driver for me, is to figure out how to track these birthday packages and how many of them are we getting back as a retention rate. And then we can start to really maximize that order.
Okay.
Awesome.
Got it.
You like, good job today, y'all?
Good job.
What was your best value, Miss Melanie?
To keep trying, even though people say no to pre-booking.
Okay. And the reality is they might be saying no just because of your energy that you're putting into it.
Yeah.
Your energy is an expectation of a no, so you keep getting them and then you're not surprised, right?
Yep.
And what was your best value, Katie?
I liked your secrets of, I'm going to educate you about the product. Do you want it during the service or after?
Awesome. She just like, when she said that, my ears were like, whoa, that was good. And I'll take the after, please. All right, ladies, God bless. Good job. And we still got, I think, what, 2 more calls?
One more.
One more. So one more the next month, right?
Yep.
Awesome. And then we'll take a little break. Then you guys got to keep kicking ass till the first of the year when you get in the new place.
Yep.
And then we could look at coming back together again.
Sounds good.
All right, ladies. Great job. Talk to you soon.
Bye, Oscar.
Bye, dear. Thank you. Bye, y'all.